I'm always going to let you have the first word.
I always should have the first word. You see, I had the first word earlier. So anyway, good morning. It is April
8th, 9th?
No, 8th. Is it the 8th already? Holy crud. Like, it's going by really fast. That was my good word. I might not be so clean later on. Hey, you know what I want to start with today?
What do you want to start with today?
Let's say that we're at a Shared Universe podcast studio in Bellworks. And on the boards today, we have our friend Chris Mad. And can we give a shout out? Because Chris and Paige
are engaged.
Yay!
And apparently some fishermen in the
got to witness the whole thing. Yeah. So shout out to our member Salt Creek Grill. I heard they set you up with a nice table. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, good.
Oh, there was the Italian coming
The
out.
Italian. I don't see that in Chris often, but we're really excited. So we are here. I'm going to introduce George, but he's not allowed to talk for a while. This is George Gremminger from The Connection Inc., our new member and our guest today. Oh, maybe I should introduce you too. I have my co-host today with me, Kevin Moot from
Town Square Ignite.
Okay, the Ignite was coming. I was trying to rearrange the order. Town Square Ignite. What do you do at Town Square Ignite, Kevin? Because this is a fairly new job for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the media industry for almost a decade now, which is crazy. Yeah.
You started when you were 2, didn't you?
20? When I was able to drink, let's put it that way. No, but I'm the...
Legally?
Legally.
Okay.
Legally. But I'm the digital sales lead for the company. So I handle all digital strategy and marketing for New Jersey and my clients across the country. So
nice.
Moving up in the world and...
moving on up.
To the east side. Does it help that I know the song?
No, you always know the song. You always know the songs. You know more songs than I do. Have you heard of this new game, Hurdle? It's not new.
Wordle?
It's new. No, it's Hurdle.
Oh,
There's Wordle, Hurdle. I play all 3 every morning.
What
Wordle,
is
Hurdle,
now?
and Framed.
What is
Hurdle is you get 2 seconds of a song. And you have 6 tries. It adds to the song. You have to figure out what the song is.
You know it was already a TV show, right?
It was called Name That Tune.
Do you remember that? There was a whole TV
Yeah,
show.
Name That Tune. But so, Hurdle. And we know how bad I am at music. I got Hurdle in 2 today. I was so excited.
Well, I'll have to
and
play.
then Framed. Framed is in movies. They give you a frame of the movie. And then they give you another frame of the movie.
Don't
and
you
get
like how
6
there's
tries.
Don't you love how there's like one good game that comes out and then like 30
Yeah.
offsets?
Yep.
But I'm telling you, it's really fun.
My sister introduced me to, because I'm a big geography nerd, there's a whole Worlder. Yeah.
Worlder?
My sister would know what it's
Oh.
called. Worldle. And like they'll give you the outline of a country and you have
Oh,
to...
you must love that.
Sometimes it's easy, like Germany or like the United States, and then all of a sudden you get like the French Southern Islands. And I almost said Isles from Frozen. How much copyright can we do that? But it's literally like, and it's like 3 little circles. I'm like, how am I supposed to know?
The first clue in Framed today was trees, not fully leaved, and clouds and a little bit of sun, like a dawn or dusk stormy sky.
Something like Rosebud with the...
Don't guess, but that was the first frame, and you had to try to guess the film from that. Second clue was really easy and gave it away. So I'm not telling you what the second clue was, but it was... So anyway, that's fun. So maybe we should talk about the chamber.
If any of these podcasts, if any of these apps want to become members,
Oh, yeah.
Lots of information is at the bottom.
New York Times, we'd welcome you in a heartbeat. You know, like anytime you want to join us, we're happy to have you.
Too. I mean, they
They
happy to
do.
support Eastern Monmouth area.
Right, because I'm telling you, I know how many New York Times get dropped off in the driveways every morning in my town.
We're going to
in
start
Eastern
cold
Monmouth.
calling.
Are we? We're going to sell for the New York Times just so that they can sort of come on
Can
our
we do it
chamber.
live today? See what they say. Then we'll talk IT.
Then we'll talk IT. Hey, so we have business to cover.
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of business to cover.
We have some really fun stuff coming up.
We
and
do, but you know what
I
we're
have to
going to do?
miss a little bit of it, but I'm excited to talk about it.
Okay. So I want to talk about first, I want to thank our corporate sponsors.
Okay.
Because we have 2 awesome corporate sponsors. We have Nissan City of Red Bank.
Love them.
They have transparent pricing, the respect you deserve. They're family owned and operated, and all their processes are very efficient.
I love it.
I try to do it just like Tom and Nina in the morning, and I can't. But I try, and Nissan knows I try really hard. They're at 120 Newman Springs Road in Red Bank, and they're a really fun place to visit, and they have lots of cars on stock.
Yes, they do.
So then our other corporate sponsor is PDR, Packaging Distribution Resources.
They've been 2 years now?
Yeah. And they provide leading business solutions in warehouse distribution. They're located in Islin, and we're happy to have them as our corporate sponsors as well. We really appreciate these corporations who are behind us helping promote small business and all business in Eastern Monmouth Area Chamber of Commerce.
I love it.
The 11 towns we cover from Eatontown to Middletown and over toward the shore.
All right, now you're sounding like a news reporter on the radio.
Ladies and gentlemen. No. Anyway.
I keep looking to Chris for like validation that news reporter, right?
Yeah. Well, this is my dream job. I'd rather be Oprah, but I can't give everyone a car.
No, we can't all be Oprah.
Well,
no,
I mean
Nissan City, you can go get a car.
You can go get a car. Yes, Nissan City, go get a car. There you go.
do matchboxes.
We've done that. We actually did that one time at a breakfast.
Yes.
We actually did that. You get a car and you get a car. It was very fun. So we've got lots coming up.
Lots coming up.
We have two events this coming week.
Yes.
We have Women in Business on Monday.
Which I can't go.
No, you can't.
But
Sorry.
I can support.
You can
and
support.
I'm very excited to hear what comes out of that meeting and event.
They're awesome. So we're meeting at Woodward Realty in Rumson. So our hosts, Elaine Chembray and Marie Noglas, are hosting, providing the food. Then we have Smart Title Insurance, who is our premier sponsor. And we have Kaleidoscope Interior Design as our supporting sponsor and our presenter. And Judy, who's been on our podcast before, did an excellent podcast. She's going to be talking about making your workspace a happy space.
Wherever it may be.
Wherever it may be, your home,
That
your
works.
office, anywhere you are, I mean, and it's true. You need to be, if you've got to spend most of your life there, it ought to be a pretty darn happy place.
Please tell me what happens from that meeting.
Yeah,
I'm very curious.
I might sneak a recording for you. So,
well, because there was a cool thing right before the pandemic where like a corporate building in Europe was actually, each office cube was a greenhouse. And it's almost like a classroom. Each person was able to decorate their greenhouse. However, it was an architect firm. I think it was in Denmark or somewhere. And
sounds like a European.
Such a cool. Yeah, United States is United States.
Real estate's too much for that United States.
Yeah.
I just thought it was such a cool idea because you could go back to school. Like when you got to do the billboard with the teacher. Bulletin board.
Well, our office is kind of like, I have this lovely chair that I get to hang out in my office.
The one from my house?
The one that came from your house, yes. I have desk, I have bookshelves. Instead of doing the overhead lighting, it was giving me headaches, I do little lamps. So but we're getting ready to move. We're going to be moving soon. We don't have an official lease yet, so I can't tell you where, but we are excited. It's a little bit more space.
So HGTV, if you're watching.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we're going to
show right here.
We're going to be taking some of Judy's tips about our happy space and putting it into our new space. So I'm kind of excited about that. So that's on Monday.
Yes,
on Wednesday. Awesome. On Wednesday, we have Spring Into Networking, our business networking breakfast at Middletown Arts Center in Middletown from 8 to 9:30. We're going to be doing why you have to network, why you want to build your network, why do you want to network, what's the process behind it, because Chris Parmigiani, who we all know, I don't know if you guys have learned this yet about Chris. Chris is a process person. Taught me more about process in the last 3 months than I learned about process in my entire life.
And we got to learn about process.
And so there is a process to networking. There's a process to everything. And you just ask yourself why that many times, and you finally get down to the reason and how to do it. And
I'm not going to speak for Chris, but you've mentioned this a million times during the events, and I've learned from you, it's not just once, right? You can't go to a networking event and hope to meet 1 million people and make $1 million in one networking event. Like, it's
you
not.
Can't think about let's take it to IT. Yeah. You got to network your wires. Do you think they only connect once?
Exactly.
No. To make the system work, you have to stay connected. So
that's our tagline.
There you go. I just came up with that right now, but I'm like so excited. Okay, so the other presenter happens to be somebody who's going to be making it interactive, run networking activities, talk to you about how to kind of maybe alleviate some of the stress of doing it. It would be me. I'm presenting.
I love she like holds the wire.
I'm presenting.
You can see it under, but she's like holding the wire like this.
So it's really, I know people get sick of listening to me talk, but we thought, since my business is running networking events, I might be the one who would know what to talk about. So
you could have
a little bit of
couple insights that
yeah.
I think you're bringing back the Matchbox cars.
Yeah. No, I don't know. No, we gave them all away. We didn't buy more Matchbox cars. But we also have a sponsor for that. That's Callie's.
Great.
I mentioned our
Pest
sponsors.
and lighting
Callie's,
and
yeah, they
everything.
do pest services, but they do Christmas lighting. It's very cool. So
We can always
Callie's
talk
is our
about Christmas
premier.
every time.
Callie's is our main sponsor, premier and supporting, and then we also have Grant Vest Investments, who's also an additional supporting sponsor for our breakfast.
Awesome.
So we're really excited. Our food comes from Almost Home. They do a nice donation of food for us. They have, I don't know if you guys have never eaten Almost Home, they have the absolute best vegan chocolate chip banana bread that I ate for the longest time before I even knew it was vegan. So good.
Okay.
And then they provide us with these really yummy yogurt parfaits with fruit
I did
and
like the
granola.
yogurt parfait when I had that at the breakfast.
Yeah,
Did
so-
you go to a breakfast yet?
I didn't go to breakfast, but somebody came home with a couple extra.
Oh,
yogurt
Carrie
parfaits,
Carrie
and
loves them.
She got mad at me because I cleaned her out.
Carrie loves the parfaits. So we So Carrie always waits till the very end to leave to see if there's any left that she gets to take with her.
Yeah.
And then I always have to bring one to Sandy
That's
at the
already a
office too.
networking tip right there. Wait for the end.
Wait for the
Help-
end.
Help
to-
clean
yeah,
up.
help clean up when you take the food home. There you go.
Leftover
Yeah.
Preview for next
So
week.
that's next week.
Yes.
That's Monday and Wednesday. And then we have on the 27th. It's a
talking
Wednesday.
ENG?
Yeah. No. ENG's May.
Yes. That's
Okay.
27th of
27th
April.
of April
is
is
the-
a Wednesday.
Yes,
Is
which Leo is a very new member, awesome person. We're going to be doing
well, nobody knows who Leo is, so tell where
Leo
he
of
is.
Chilangos.
Chilangos and Highlands, yes.
Who made me an awesome, if he's listening, made me an incredible green drink on my sober week. And we're going to be doing a business after hours.
A business
and
after hours.
Elaine and I have been so excited to really get this going and get. Leo has taken care of us at so many different events.
So many. He's so awesome.
So to have an event at his location, I personally will have to. Sorry, I will have to be in Miami, but I will have to be in Miami. But this is going to be one incredible event.
It's going to be awesome.
I already know I'm
think-
going to FaceTime in.
Okay,
That's
good.
all I'm gonna
That's
do.
all
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna do.
FaceTime in.
Well, I know that we have a first drink sponsor already. We have
do?
Tim. We do. It's Tim Davis from Advisors Mortgage.
Awesome.
Tim was our co-host last time. Tim's first drink sponsor, but I believe we have other sponsorships available. And why would you want to sponsor an event, Kevin? Ignite sponsored an event before. Why would you want to sponsor an event with the chamber?
Why would I want to sponsor another
Why
event?
should a company
Because you know what?
sponsor an event?
It is a wonderful opportunity to get your logo and your name out there in a whole new light.
Because how many times have we spoken about sponsors already?
A lot.
A lot. A lot. George knows this. We're going to talk to George about this too, because he's only a member since January and has already sponsored 2 events. So we're going to ask him his opinion on this in a little bit too.
Exactly.
So, anyway, so we have events available for that. And then we have
Sponsorships
available for that. Then we have May is loaded already. We already have all of our events planned for May.
Yep.
We have a business networking breakfast. We have an ENG event. We have a business after hours. We've had an incredible amount of new members join us since the beginning of the year. So for new members who have not joined us, we had a new member breakfast back in February for our new members then. We're having another new member breakfast for the people who did not attend that one and who have joined since in May. And not only is May 1st through 7th Small Business Week, and the Chamber is
Here
going to be
comes.
supporting that,
Here it comes.
but
We just like broke half the cameras in the back.
It's simple.
EMAC is taking it a whole new level, of course, and we're doing Small Business Month.
Woo.
And I'm just going to say, I can't reveal a lot of details yet, but there are specials coming. There are surprises coming. There are promotions coming, all to help our members, help support other members, and support small business.
But wait, there's more.
But no, that was it. That's all I got. Thanks, Kevin. I got nothing else after that, and you messed me up. No.
But I do have to say, I'm very excited for this. Like really, really excited because I started in the chamber maybe 3 or 4 years ago now.
It was for, let me tell you,
the
babe,
pandemic
it was
just
like
started.
January of 2018.
Exactly. And I have to
Because
give
you
a shout
started
out-
when I did.
Yes. Matt Snyder of
Mm-hmm.
TD Bank. He has been asking for something like this for 4 years now, and he's been pushing and pushing and pushing. And obviously, there was a little pandemic in the
Well,
middle.
just a little 2-year pandemic out of 4, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, granted, why we didn't do the in-person events, but I'm very excited for him. I'm very excited for the small businesses, and what better way to come out of a P word than being able to support.
The P word's worse than the B word now, Sorry.
I'm going to let you keep talking for a second. I
So
haven't found a dad joke yet.
yeah, I've got to have a dad joke to come in. So good morning, Carrie. I'm glad you're joining us because we're going to be talking about you in a little while. So stay tuned.
about
We've already
you.
mentioned, Carrie, how you like to bring George the parfaits and he eats them all and you get mad at him. So we've already discussed that, but there'll be other things. So stay tuned. So anyway,
So
I digress. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about?
What do you mean
We have
talk about?
another sponsorship available.
What's that?
It's fairly new.
Uh-oh.
It is the podcast sponsor.
We can have a podcast sponsor.
You can sponsor the podcasts for a month.
Yes, we can.
And you get to co-host
Yep.
if you want. I love Chris. Chris is like the best. He's so excited. I wish we had camera on Chris too because Chris's reactions are always very helpful. So we have. So you can.
But wait, there and but
wait,
there
there's
was
more.
So I was right.
So, but Kevin, because you are essential in helping the rest of the really awesome portion as to why somebody would want to sponsor the podcasts.
Yes.
Explain that because I try. Yet I can't. So you go over that. So you get to co-host.
Yes, and
You have to endure 2 hours with me.
an hour. It's okay.
No, 2. You can do 2 podcasts. You get the whole month.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She's able. I'm gonna look right in the camera.
Look right in the camera and tell us,
You
Kevin.
can deal with 2 hours of Jennifer. I promise. It's easy. You've been surviving. What are we on? 20 minutes now? 16 minutes?
16 minutes. Okay. George is he's perfectly
I'm still
comfortable.
here.
Yeah. He hasn't left yet.
I still have his time.
Tell us about
Yeah,
what
so-
comes with the sponsorship. Like, what is the added benefit? Why would you want to sponsor the podcast? Not just to co-host, but why would you want to sponsor it?
Yeah, so what we're able to do is now take the podcast that you run or you sponsor and be able to target it to your key audiences and demographics using social. So taking those next level stalker ads and things that the digital world, programmatic and
So you'll pop
all
up
that.
on everyone's Instagram.
Not everyone.
No, not
Your
everyone.
Target
Your
audiences.
target audience is Instagram. Exactly.
So it's that next generation opportunity to be able to really have a fun watch. Actually, you'll get to see Chris's reactions. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you should be excited for that alone. But then taking your key audiences and being able to target them, you can't get better than that. So using Emacs Powerful Network to, that sounded like AT&T. And we're at Bell Labs. I'm in a mood today.
We're all in a mood.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Um,
Good moods are good.
It is, because really at the same
George
time.
is wearing an M&M tie. Come on. I mean, that started our morning off when we walked in and saw
really
George's
did.
M&M. It did, right?
It really did.
It did. So anyway,
But yeah,
but we
so overall,
target
we can
specifically
target.
for our sponsor.
And you'll get the analytics at the end, which is great value.
And
on
we
top of
invest, we actually invest money in the additional advertising and the
Yes.
targeting on that. So it's not just, organic.
it. EMAC is your marketing partner.
We are. And we're really good at it. Cheers.
I just drank, but there you
Okay.
go.
That's all right. We're not doing a shot like that we do when we're with Leo. So, and we don't do those things. They're bad. Okay. So anyway,
Come join the podcast. Why do you think we keep looking at Chris in the back?
Where's
There's a-
Elaine this morning? She's always chiming in for us. She's gonna get it, man.
I'll yell at her later.
Yeah.
We don't yell at our members.
We don't. We don't. We just, you know what? By doing that, we just want them to know we miss them.
We do.
We love when they check in.
My parents are here.
Oh, hi, Kevin. Hi, Joan.
They're back there.
Mom, dad, sister, dog.
Yeah, Winslow.
Winslow.
Love the name Winslow, by the way. The song. So my parents
sing.
and sister did. I'm not gonna sing.
Okay, don't sing for us.
Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Oh, did they get Winslow in Arizona?
No.
okay.
But they did a cross country road trip, and there's actually my mom can. Oh, hi. There you go. This is my mom on social media. Hi.
We love Mom.
I will hear about that later.
Yeah.
Why are you
calling
shouting
me out?
Call out Kelly. Call out. your
Kelly
father.
didn't text in. Have Kelly text us in, and we'll call out Kelly too.
She should be there with the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. Well, she's
They-
not texting. She's not on Facebook with us.
Exactly, but you know what? It's funny. You can see the puppy right there as my mom's profile picture.
Oh.
The puppy replaced me as a profile picture.
That's okay, because my children think you replaced them, so it's all even.
So she said, "You will." I'll hear from her later.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And Kelly is here.
Kelly, hi.
Oh, look at
She
this is
here.
all.
I love it. Thank goodness Joan's tuning in way.
Oh, my
Gives
goodness.
us extra fodder for the event.
Exactly.
So,
So
anyway.
yeah, they're right out in the hall in Bellworks. Winslow gets to walk around Bellworks all the time. It's
Cody's
very
actually
fun.
podcast with us once here in this location.
I love it.
Cody, we have a really funny picture of Cody with. We tried to put the earphones on him. He didn't like it too much, but he was
Probably not.
No, but he was here during a podcast one time too. So
Anyway, so what else is going on with EMAC?
So, well, that's about it. I mean, you know,
got a lot.
lots of opportunity. We're growing like crazy. We're very excited. We're getting ready to move into a little bit bigger space.
You know what? It's upward movement.
It
That's
is
the best
upward
thing.
movement. I mean, it's, you know, to the fact that we can still be doing this after a pandemic in an industry where our job is to host networking events and we couldn't, but having so many people realize it's more than just the chamber's more than just that. I mean, I think, what did we say? We left the office on a Friday and we had our first
Virtual meeting.
on Monday morning with the mayor of one of the towns to
Yes.
help us get through this. We connected with a lot of entities around working on the pandemic, the New Jersey Chamber, the
And
NJBIA,
I want to
Vimgo
stop you
Paul.
for a second because it wasn't we. It was yourself. And I have to give, and I know there's a lot of people watching, and I know you're a newer member, but really, Jennifer took all of her free time, all of the time during the pandemic to really blow us away and keep the chamber and the businesses afloat. And if you know Jennifer, and some might not know her as well as I do, but she is not one to keep her mouth shut.
I think they figured
And-
that out.
we know. And to be able, I hopped on a couple of these statewide chamber calls and all that with, I think the governor was there, the head of the state chamber, and the one voice you heard every single time is Jennifer. So if you're thinking about joining EMAC or want to be a part of this, just know I have nothing but incredible things to say about Jennifer because
Kevin.
the last 2 years have been.
I'm just going to leave now.
You should.
I'm embarrassed. We can stop.
Wait, we just did all that and you're leaving?
I'm embarrassed.
All right, she's leaving now. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
yeah. I'm doing my job. I love my job.
But from me, from the chamber, from the board, thank you
Thank you.
for
Thank
all
you.
the small businesses across the state,
Thank you.
and Heather Baker too.
Oh, hi, Heather.
There you go. Segues are fun.
Segues are fun. Yeah. So let's segue to George, who's so politely sat here and listened to us talk for the last 20 minutes.
How are you, George?
I'm fine. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well.
You guys have fun doing this. I see.
We,
It's coffee.
yeah. I don't know if we noticed. I'm a
Everyone's
double
work,
today.
I mean, it's okay.
I'm doubling up today because
But
I
now-
can't drink the hot coffee anymore. It's too hot.
But now I want M&Ms.
I
I
know.
can't
really
understand
do.
why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, talk about drinking problems. Would you look at this?
This is an awesome drink I was giving here today. 40-ounce water. Look how huge the thing is. 40
big.
ounces.
It's got a
You're gonna
crown
be-
on it.
Tells you-
Nobody's gonna be able to
in the
find
back,
it.
You need two.
You do.
Oh,
you need
two
to.
of
need two
those
a day.
bottles.
At
a
our
day.
health and wellness event we had last week, they said you need to drink half your body weight in water every single day. 97% of the American population
So
is
I need to
dehydrated.
drink 100 pounds of water every day?
100 ounces.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Half your body weight in ounces of water. Like, so yeah,
And of course,
not
I lied
100
on the
pounds
math
of water.
there, but it's okay.
Yeah, well, you know,
We all do.
I didn't mention how much water I was going to have to drink, so we're just not going to even go there.
Especially post-pandemic. I mean, come on. Jen is amazing. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Heather. So anyway, so welcome.
Thank you.
This is your first podcast. You're getting in early because we just joined the chamber in January.
Yep.
And I have to say, I met because Carrie worked on actually right here in Bellworks, Carrie worked on an event with Anna Mayer from
Right, that was our event for the
Eatontown
business symposium.
Industrial.
Thank you. PA.
PA.
Yeah.
Let's go Park Association. Yep.
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
it.
Thank
That's
you. Thank you. And they asked me to speak. So I got to actually speak to a very large crowd here in Bellworks. And I was a nervous wreck. You know, I talk in front of the people all the time.
We're doing another one.
Are you?
We're not doing it here this time because the bar and they redesigned the facility, so the area we're in doesn't really fit our needs.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually moved over into Hazlitt to the Hilton.
Ah,
And we're going to be in one of the wedding banquet rooms there.
oh,
And
nice.
we're doing it again coming up in May, so look for the promotions.
That's the one
I
right across.
totally forget the date at the moment, but
Carrie,
will yell at me
Carrie.
later. Carrie,
That-
type
that's
me
the
up
one
Text
later.
the
right
date in,
across,
please.
Is the Hilton the one that's right across from the Costco?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That right
So
across
and
the
so
street from
what?
Costco.
So this networking event because I love it because you're the Connection Inc. and you're networking, but you're IT networking, but yet you guys do concentrate on networking, like my kind of networking.
Yeah.
Say networking one more time and I'll believe
Networking.
There you go. This is a new drinking game. Every time she says networking, you got to take a shot.
That lasts about 2 seconds.
So
All
basically,
right, it's 9 a.m. and we've been talking a little too much about drinking. It is Friday.
It is
it's
Friday.
It is Friday, so we're starting the weekend.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, I've heard.
Yes.
Valid.
But with this networking event, it's strictly a business-to-business event. You know, we don't have the little Choksky booths, but we look to have business vendors to help people expand their business. We have bankers, we got insurance companies. Of course, we're doing the IT end of it. We got everything you can imagine. We got a phone vendor coming in to, for phone systems. So we try to get everything that a small business would need to run their business. We had one right after the pandemic, as soon as it opened up about a year ago. And we had a great crowd, a great turnout. Kerry's working diligently to get more vendors and sponsors. And we got some people that just want to put stuff in the grab bag. And we got other people that want to set up a booth and do it. And that's what we're kind of hoping to be another success.
Great.
You know what's funny? I have to say, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting Carrie yet, but she sounds like an incredible person. I'm telling you.
I feel like I'm not hearing George's mic. Can you
Test,
check?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm not sure if I'm hearing. I don't know if it's my ear heads or whatever. I just feel weird. Just felt strange.
We'll watch you drink. You don't want to spill
Yeah,
it.
don't spill your drink.
Don't spill your drink on camera. It'd be
Okay.
terrible.
Anyway, sorry, Chris. That was just something I'm noticing. It could just be myself,
Ming
maybe.
is not
could
watching,
just be
right?
us.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
Ming's
touching-
not.
I'm touching
Anyway,
equipment.
so because I just thought that was so. Carrie's gonna hopefully still be listening and text us in
She's
the
actually
date.
supposed to be teaching one of my clients how to use a phone system this morning.
So maybe she
might
shouldn't
be
be
actually,
text. She might not
not
want
be
to
paying
text right now.
attention at the
Good,
moment.
good for her. So anyway, I got to speak here, and I had this. I'm nervous wreck when it comes to speaking.
Well,
I
you're
have
the
to,
yellow speech.
yeah. But we can't give that away because we might hear that again on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
So yeah, I had this whole speech prepared. I hate doing rehearsed speeches. That is not my thing. I can't do it. I speak in front of people all the time. If I have a rehearsed speech, I screw it up. I was a nervous wreck. Finally, by the time I spoke, it was a little, people were networking, people were talking, so it wasn't really like an attentive crowd. So I canned the whole speech and I did really loudly. I know that surprises you, but I was quite loud and vivacious and walking around the room.
No, so I'm not
and
even saying anything.
yeah,
I'm
no.
just like,
But anyway, it was fun. It was really fun, and
vivacious, good word.
yeah, thank you. But anyway, and
good
I
food
appreciate, I really appreciate Carrie asking me, Carrie and Anna asking me to speak that night because it was really a fun opportunity. I met quite a few people that night. It was awesome. So I'm looking forward to attending your next one.
Sounds good.
All right.
Look forward to see you there.
Thank you.
Cinco de Mayo. When's Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, May 5th.
May 5th.
How did you see that?
Nope, it wasn't May 5th. Forget that.
Okay.
Cinco de Mayo is our anniversary party. We're having
Okay.
an anniversary party for our clients.
How long have you been in business?
30 years.
There you go.
Wow.
And that's on Cinco de Mayo, but I forget when the network event is. But anyway.
Okay.
That
That's
is-
all right. It's kind of important to know 30 years.
I'm wondering if there's a story behind starting a business on Cinco de Mayo. Was it just you were at a...
You
No,
definitely have to-
actually, Cinco de Mayo isn't really our anniversary. Our anniversary is in March, but we're celebrating it at the Blue Claw Stadium.
Oh, awesome.
That
Okay.
today's
On
their
Cinco de
opening
Mayo.
day.
Yeah, I know.
I heard it on the radio on the way in.
Mets opening day today, too.
Hey,
Look at
Yan-
that.
Mets, Red Sox.
Yankees
Thank
are
goodness
playing.
it's not raining
No,
today like
Yankees,
yesterday.
Red Sox.
Yankees,
a little bit of fight there
it's
today.
Yankees Day.
Mets was
Yankees,
yesterday,
Red
yes.
Sox.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yankees
opening day,
got
Yankees
pushed
Day.
back a day.
Yeah,
I think,
because of the weather. Yep.
Yeah.
Are they playing here or Boston?
Here.
If you ever want to get me tickets to something,
You want tickets to something? We can just go.
Yankees, Red Sox.
Yankees, Red Sox?
Yeah, because we won't say what team I'm for. But I don't
I
care
know
if the
you're-
Yankees play anybody else.
you're
But
an
if it's a
I just
Yankees,
thought-
Red Sox game, I want to be
I
there.
just talked all about how great you were for Easter Monmouth, and you just can't take the Nashua out of a
I
girl.
I can't help it. I was born in Tennessee, raised in New Hampshire, now I'm here. And I've lived here longer than any other place, but I love my teams.
Home is home.
Almost home. And I actually fluctuate too, depending on who's playing for certain teams also. So anyway, let's get back to George.
The
Stop talking
accent,
about
or
me. Stop
who's
talking
your
about
team,
me.
George?
I don't know. Usually the underdog.
I do like that. Like that's like
I don't really have a lot of time to follow sports to get into like a team, the players, and
Don't
names
you love
and
those
stuff.
people who can name like every
Oh,
single
it
player?
drives
and
me
every...
crazy. It's like I don't have time for that.
I have a neighbor who literally would sit at a bar and he could name every lineup of the Yankees from like now back to. Actually, here's a good segue. Back to like the 70s, right?
Yep.
He can name every player and memorize
I think we
all
both
that.
know the same guy. There's an old guy from our firehouse that
Oh, he's around my age.
All right,
So
this
there's
guy, could
There's one in every generation.
yeah, pretty much could spit every status at a. He's crazy. It's pretty cool the things that he
love
comes up with, but it's like a cornucopia of useless information to me. But
Well, so here's where my segue was going to go with this. 'Cause I
Yes.
know we have a couple questions for you, but talking about memory and talking about going back to the computer world, talk to us about how long memory can be stored and things along those lines from a business standpoint, right? Because you've been in business 30 years. We obviously, for tax reasons, have to keep a lot of stuff for 7 years.
right.
But I'm kind of going to segue because we have these incredible memories, but the computers have such bigger memories and things that really stand out. It boggles my mind, especially overall. So I think the question kind of goes into what got you into the IT business and really what
It's
are
because
some
his brain
things-
didn't have enough room. He needed to set up the
Yeah,
whole.
I needed someplace to store all my stuff.
And that's what I'm saying.
I
So
need somebody to store all my memories.
our memories are great, but there's definitely things the computers have helped us with phenomenally, but you have to be safe at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. One of
There's
the
how the
cool
segue kinda
things
got
about
around.
computers is the fact the things we're doing, like we're doing right now, it's being done on a computer. And it's being broadcast on a computer. And this information is going all over the globe.
Exactly.
The downside is the globe could come into us. And the trick is to have what we need in place today.
Here, move the mic a little closer. That's
Right.
what I think
A
it
little
was.
closer?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
The,
So,
the
so the
trick
world
is
is
to
watching us.
The world is watching us. The world is trying to beat us.
Yeah.
And we need to have in place today to protect us for tomorrow. You know, we do a lot of cool things where we do education to employees to try to stop you from clicking on that bad email that's going to affect your network. We do a lot of stuff on the outside to protect people from coming in with strong firewalls, monitored firewalls. So if somebody's hitting that firewall, trying to breach it, we'll get a notification of it. We stop you from going to places by using filters. So that we know that this is a bad website, and we know that this email has that bad website in it. So when the employee does make a mistake, clicks the wrong link, we try stopping it, them from going there. So it's a layered approach we use to try to protect our clients.
Yeah.
And we got to be careful because, you know, BBC only a few weeks ago, said 74% of ransomware is going to Russia. Wow. So if you think about that,
We're funding the war on Ukraine.
our ransomware is funding the war on Ukraine, among other things. But yes,
Yeah.
So let's do our part.
So let's build those firewalls, people.
Well, I
Call
think-
your IT people right now. If you don't have one, call George.
Well, I think that's the part that I wanted to kind of get to because I work for a corporate, right? Like
Right.
Town Square, national company, big company.
they spend
we-
millions of dollars to protect that company.
Exactly, and we have our trainings. Every new employee that comes in
Yep.
has the trainings, and
And
they
ongoing training as things comes up.
They send the phishing emails. They send them to randomly, and if you open it by mistake,
You get the training video.
you get the
gotta
training
watch.
video again. I think one of them actually had like a person fishing and like those cute little games that like they try.
Try to trick you.
They try to be light about it.
We're in
but
our 30s, but
They try to be light about it, but
Plus
it's,
10 or
it's
20.
important.
Yeah.
I'm 27, almost 28.
But it is
Yeah.
important. You got to sit back and you look at it. If you click the wrong email, you're opening your network up to infiltration. And everybody thinks ransomware is bad. Ransomware is the exit strategy.
Well, tell us what ransomware is.
Well, ransomware is a piece of software that the bad guys put on your computer, and they use it to access your computer. And the actual execution of the ransomware where they want ransom is usually their exit strategy. They've already been in your network. They already got all the information they wanted. You get a small accounting firm that has 5,000, 6,000, or 500 or 600, maybe 1,000 clients. Each client has maybe 3 or 4 social security numbers linked to their account. So this accounting firm gets breached. You're talking thousands of people's social security numbers are out there because who has your social security number? Your accountant.
Yes.
So if you sit back and you look at it, now this information's out. They got the information, and as a parting gift, they hit you with the ransomware.
Now, ransomware, it comes onto your computer, and pardon my ignorance on this, but I know some of the things. I've learned that you have to check the website. So you have to hover when you use your mouse, right?
Right.
And
That's
you
when you
get
get the bad emails. So
Yes.
if you get a bad email,
So that's the one I'm most
if you get a
familiar with, right?
questionable email, right?
Like
the best thing to do is
Oogle
pick up the
instead of
phone.
Google, right?
Yes.
It's Oogle. Like
Yes.
if you scroll it over, they have one letter that's or like
Missing.
a G-O-A.
They'll throw an extra O in, or
Yeah.
make an A, or they'll do a weird character whatever. Yeah. So when you get that bad email in, you got to really inspect it. But the question is, look at the email in general. Were you expecting the email from FedEx? FedEx was getting hammered a couple of years ago, where people were sending out these bogus FedEx tracking numbers, track your package, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I didn't send anything from FedEx, but I tracked it anyhow.
And then you
so
click the
and then
tracking
you click
number.
the tracking number, but as you hover over the mouse over that link, look at where it's sending you. Is it really going to FedEx.com?
Yes, that's what I'm
Or is it
getting
going to
to.
FedXX.com?
They
I
add
never
one
knew
letter.
about the hover. I don't open a whole lot of stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
But the biggest thing I gotta say is, if you're not sure, don't open it.
Right.
And if
That's
you,
kind
and
of
if,
the
and if
approach
you
I've
know,
always taken.
and if you know that you got this email from Susie that you haven't spoken to in years, pick up the phone. Hey, Susie, what's this junk you're sending me? And Susie's gonna say, what junk?
And then Susie knows she might have been hacked.
She
and-
might have been hacked to get our address list, and then you might have clicked the list to get your address list,
And all it takes is one.
is one.
All it takes is one.
And like I said, usually the ransomware is the exit strategy. They're not after your money. At this point, they're after all those social security numbers and other leads, other email lists.
and
so
they've
they can
probably
expand.
gotten it already, and then they
Right.
like to instead of leaving quietly with your stuff, they like to tell you they got it and brag.
Pretty much. And then they ask you to get your money. They ask you for money.
Yeah.
So they could send you this code so you could de-encrypt your files.
That
So
with
you
their
can have-
code.
With their code that you got to pay for. And what we basically do, I mean, we've been good. We try our hardest, but every once in a while, somebody does click something, and we're using this new, we're not using antivirus anymore. We're using an endpoint detection and response software. Where
Wait,
basic-
endpoint detection response software.
Right. So
Okay.
we call it next gen.
Okay.
To make it easy. But basically what this software does, the old days you put virus protection on, it looks at a file on the computer and says, oh, I know that's a bad file, so I'm going to quarantine it.
Uh-huh.
The problem is they're not putting a file on the computer like they used to anymore. They're putting a process into the system. So the system goes out there and it starts scrambling files and all this stuff. We use a software that detects processes. And if the process is doing something bad, it's a monitored service where they go out. Our service says, hey, this machine's going crazy. It's doing something not supposed to be doing, and we shut it down. Happens in the middle of the night. No intervention from us. It's done by a NOC, which is a Network Operations Center, and they're based here in the United States, and they shut down the operation. And they call it endpoint detection with remediation. So they actually, if they can, they'll stop it. They'll clean it for us. If they can't, they leave it shut down.
Now, this is always. We have the whole pandemic, right? And the P word. I'll keep
P
calling
word.
it.
The P word, yes.
P word.
Everyone goes home all of a sudden. Everyone
That was
brings
a
their.
challenge.
And this is where I'm getting with the
We were-
question, right?
yeah.
What happens next, right? I mean, you can talk about the VPNs and all these things, but like when you go home, you're home. Like that's you're in your own network on your own Wi-Fi. Now you're not just harming the business or potentially harming the business. You're harming your home at the same time. You could be.
Well, the problem I got with it is when we sent everybody home, it was like a mad dash. I must have bought close to 600 VPN licenses for my clients across the board.
Yeah.
You know, here I am, you know, another license, another group of 20, another group of 30, another group of 50, whatever. I bought all these licenses, and we're giving them out to all the customers. Not giving them, they're paying for them, of course. But we're getting them in the customer seats. Then we're getting people working from home right away.
Yeah.
Then the next step was from going home was how do we protect the people at home?
Yeah.
And so it was okay when people brought their corporate machine into their home. They were the easy ones because they already had the agents and protection, everything on it that we needed to keep the machine safe. Then we had to turn around and we had to start deploying out to everybody's home machines. And we had to update them. And we had to put new virus protection on them or new antivirus or whatever we had to change all that.
Because you're talking to the Eastern Monmouth Chamber, right? Like this is not your big corporate companies, right? This is your
This
mom
is
and pops.
this is the,
your
you know,
real
the
estate
20-person
groups.
law firm,
Yeah.
the
That's what you're
5-person
talking to
accountant,
here.
Yeah.
is-
and stuff like this is, you know, they couldn't work in their office.
Yeah.
Right.
And with not working in your office, they all sent home. Some of them had the resources to send their machines home, and we did it that way.
Yeah.
Other ones had laptops remotely. But it was like, as soon as the pandemic hit, I couldn't buy a webcam. I couldn't buy a laptop. I couldn't buy anything.
Right.
And then you got on these long lists for stuff to be delivered. And, it's what it was. I mean, school systems were buying, large corporate was
Right,
buying.
exactly.
You couldn't buy anything. And then with the shortage of the people wanting all the information to the shortage of the production because the production plants are shut down because of the virus, it became a nightmare. So I had to work with what we had. I mean, so if a person had a crummy old home machine, we had to do what we had to do to get that machine working and get it secure. And we put stuff on it to do the best we can to get it secure. Because the last thing we wanted is, the employee doing his normal web surfing, whatever they were doing in part of
Right.
their normal business life.
Yeah.
Now bringing whatever's on that machine, they could bring that into their network once they attach a VPN tunnel. So we need to have the machine protected, the VPN tunnel in place. And
So
it was a
I
process.
That's-
Process.
So it's process. We've said process a lot.
and I like to be
Another
the
drinking game.
exactly.
Networking processes.
I like
You
to be
said
the
networking,
optimist
you
in
have
the
to drink
room.
twice.
I like to be the optimist in the room. Jennifer knows this. We are coming out of the P word, and I'm sure the last time I co-hosted this, I said the same thing. But we're coming out of the P word. You probably have people who are watching this who are saying, "I didn't even think about anything like this. Oh crap! Like, what have I just done for the last 2 years?" What do you tell that business owner? What do you say to that business owner?
That's a good question
That
because
needs-
now you're like, okay,
Because needs
You
your
didn't-
services,
you
or
didn't fix it then, but now what am I going to do? How do I get back?
they could have gotten lucky. They could have not been lucky, and they could be
They
sitting
could
on
not
something.
known. They could have been hit.
Exactly.
And they
Right.
didn't get hit with ransomware.
Right.
So what do you say to that business owner?
Basically,
employee.
we try to have a conversation with the business owners saying, hey, this is what's happening in the world today. It's more now than it was even during the pandemic with what's going on overseas. We are constantly under attack. And if you don't have in place today to protect you what you need tomorrow, you're in trouble. We haven't even talked about backups yet.
Right.
But having
Yeah.
a good backup is your best solution to ransomware. If I don't need to pay somebody to get my files back because I have a good, secure copy somewhere, usually offline or another site or something safe, then I don't have to pay ransomware. I just blow the machine up, put a new operating system on it, restore the files, and go back to work. And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is have in place today that knowing that you're going to be hit. If you work on that aspect that you know you're going to be hit, if you get lucky and don't, more power to you. But
It's better to say.
I
I
think
hate to say safe than sorry, right?
It is.
But
Yeah. But I think I just literally saw a statistic, and I saw it, I think, on either a business publication or the New York Times. I don't remember which one I saw it in. But, and don't laugh because it was a study done by Provident Bank.
there you go.
But, and that's not a plug. It's just that's who the study was done, which was funny. But I believe they said something like 97% of computers are not safe or something. It was either not safe. This is where I get really bad. It was 97%. It was either not safe or have been hacked.
Well, here's
not
the thing you think is like
maybe I think
Maybe-
it's not protected now.
Not protected enough, or maybe not
maybe
protected
that's what it was, but
thoroughly
it was
enough.
yeah, because like I go back.
either that or either that or it was something like 97% increase in attacks. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe that's
that's more
because
like it. Yeah.
What's going on overseas? I mean, face it. The hackers have turned against Russia. Some of them have, but you saw that the Russian hackers turned against the world,
Right.
and they're trying to make their notch in the United States and other European countries that's supporting Ukraine. And I have a client that's a national company. I don't really want to give them,
You don't have to.
Yeah, no,
don't
yeah.
spoil anything, but
but their national company stopped doing business in Russia, and their little charitable organizations that this company sponsors are all under attack
because they stopped doing business.
because they're
Morally, they did
the right
what
thing.
we is the right
what we
thing.
think is the right thing,
Right.
but they're
But now they're under attack for
but
doing
now
it.
they're under attack for doing it. And
that's
it's
terrible.
it's a group of nonprofits that are under attack because their corporate sponsor decide, hey, we're done with Russia.
So and that's really where I think about all this, and it's one of those things where you go back 10 years and you go through I'll even say 15 years with The Wiz or
Crazy Eddie's.
Crazy Eddie's, The Wiz,
Blockbuster.
Wow.
Blockbuster, but not
Radio
so much
Shack?
but like Radio Shack even, but like
Yeah.
the walls, I'll say now more modern, Staples, where the walls are lined with these different antivirus and protection things for your home computer, right? It's so much harder for your business.
Yes.
It's not just going.
I mean, the worst that may happen to a homeowner is they may lose their checkbook they're using, Quicken or something like that. They're going to lose all kinds of family photos and maybe a few years' tax returns. But you got a business that's got promises. You got a law firm that's supposed to be in court the next day and they get hit with ransomware. What do you tell the judge? You got
I didn't do my homework.
The dog ate it.
But then you turn around and get an accountant, April 15th, right around the corner. He's got deadlines. He's got people he needs to get tax returns done for.
And
if
this
he gets
would be
hit,
the time that they would hit,
if he
right?
gets hit, it's a perfect time to hit an accountant right now if you're a ransomware guy because they'll pay it just to get their tax returns out.
And the only reason we're saying perfect, like not to talk to any hackers who are listening
Yeah.
on Facebook,
Hackers don't listen to the Hackers don't like to listen to EMAC now.
There you go.
but
We're hacker free.
or,
This table's played an important role in
It
today's
really-
podcast. It really
I
has.
love your choice of a wooden block table.
Right? It's
well,
really nice.
the other one was a poker table, and we had like the little.
Yeah, the little
the
cups.
cup
We used to have the
holders, that
metal.
works, too.
Yeah.
But I think with about 15 minutes left, what would you want to say to a business owner that doesn't think? Because you always come back to. And we all
they're
say
not
this,
after
right?
me. They're not after me. They're wrong.
It'll never happen to me, right?
Yeah.
You say that about everything,
Everybody, right.
Yeah.
Because we want to be, I hate to say optimistic, but like we want to be lazy and sometimes too, and not.
Or you look at the expense of it because we're not cheap.
And,
No.
and
Yeah.
But if you're a law firm and you lose hundreds of thousands of files, what's cheaper? Us or replacing all those files? If you're an accountant, what's cheaper? Even if you're a service business, we used to do business for a large service business in the area that's got bought up by a major conglomerate, so they got the national IT guys working on it. But we used to do a small thing. The guy had 200 trucks on the road. His network went down. Look at all the salaries that he's paying there to have his guys twiddle their thumbs because all the appointments that are on the system, all that stuff is in the air somewhere. Who knows?
Right.
So now this guy's paying all the salaries of all these employees with the trucks on the road. Then the overtime to get caught up afterwards.
Right. Right.
So just think about the money that's involved there. So invest today to save for tomorrow. And like I said, have a plan today so when tomorrow hits. Your business continuity is the big thing, is to turn around and be able to have a plan in place if you hit ransomware. In our office, we got an emergency action plan if somebody gets hit, the steps that we have to do. And some things, our first goal is to get the business back up and working. But if it's a breach, the authorities, legal, the FBI has to be involved, Homeland Security. We need to have the proper stuff in place and planning that when XYZ company gets hit, what type of information got hit? If it's social security numbers, any personal information, who's going to pay for the credit checks for these people for the next year? That's why it's important to have cyber insurance. And we had a very cool thing happen to us, is we had one of our clients, cyber insurance is actually testing networks and gives us a report.
oh, interesting.
And we did very good on a report, thank God. But
Again,
but there's a couple little things we had to clean up, and that we didn't notice. And it's like, all right. And then we took that and we applied to all the customer base. So it's like we learn from the one and we apply that across the client base. And then we also contact the insurance company to see if we could use their software. I haven't heard back yet. But we're like, hey, we'd like to use this on everybody just to run the check. And, there's other penetration companies out there that will test the other stuff too.
But I like that you said everyone too, because the more we talk about this today, you mentioned accountants, you mentioned lawyers, you mentioned service. Any company that does B2B or B2C, needs this.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was sitting here as you're talking about this. I'm thinking,
Where is your Social Security?
Well, I don't even want to go that far. When you were talking about the service and the trucks and not the appointments, if I lost my phone,
Yeah.
I couldn't function because my brain does not hold everything that my phone does.
My brain holds you.
Like honestly, like my schedule, my emails. If I were to lose, and that's one piece. If I were to lose that,
It's one
I
little
would
piece
be
of
like,
plastic.
right. I would be struggling. And you're talking about, so if you take it from, it won't happen to me. If I lost my phone, what would happen to me? If I lost my internet, what would happen to my company? If I lost my files, what would happen to my company? Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a small business owner.
It's
It's your life. It literally...
and hence why people laugh at me because I still have a binder system. People, I could still find my files.
Still got
Just
paper.
saying, I still have paper.
if my mom's still...
They're all making fun of me because I still have paper
Your
in the
mom
office.
cleaned your room out years ago.
No. If
Mom's still listening.
if my mom's still listening, every time we go through Epcot and there's the spaceship Earth.
Oh yeah, I love
and
it.
you go past. It's the disco woman with the big hair, but she's working on this giant, the
Humongous,
OG
like the
computer.
original. Yes, exactly.
My mom likes to remind us every time we go past that she worked on one of those computers.
Good job, Joan. Love you, Joan.
That was one of her first jobs, was working on one of those computers. But they had the entire backup system at the same time, which is all paper.
Yes.
Everything was paper.
That's because we didn't trust computers back then at all. Now we trust
Now
them.
we
Now
trust
our
the
I
lives
mean,
computers.
are
It's
embedded
the
with them.
humans that are getting into our computers. We're not trusting.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
we've been on this podcast for an hour. I'm not trusting my phone today.
Yeah.
And I'm the
They've
guy.
been listening to George. The Russians are in your phone.
And I'm the guy in digital ad sales with all the
Yeah,
creepy
yeah,
stalker
hello,
ads,
yeah,
so
yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
We
Creepy
kinda-
stalker ad man.
we
You're the
do-
one sending in all those links that people are.
I was gonna say
clicking.
we do contradict in some ways, but hopefully, and
But it's all pro business.
I was gonna say every
all
business
pro-business.
I work with is a good business. I'm just keep knocking on wood.
Oh Lord.
Oh, now she's crying.
I'm laughing. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. So let's segue then, since we only have a couple minutes left.
Segues are fun.
Segues are fun because segue. Isn't the segue like what is it? The segway's that little motorized thing in Epcot, right?
The only story I know about that, and this is not fact checked. Chris, if you want to check it,
I know. I think I know where you're
Okay.
going.
the
Go
guy
fast.
the guy who invented the Segway died on a Segway.
Fact check. Yeah.
Really?
Are you fact checking?
Yeah.
Okay, let us know.
Just to double check, because
So-
that was one of those things where.
But
like,
I know interesting stories that do happen like that,
yeah,
but we won't get
the-
into them.
The
but,
guy who invented the Segway died on a
Segway.
Segway, but we'll find out.
Yep.
so
He fell off a cliff.
Wait, he fell off a cliff?
Cliff
on-
on a
On
Segway? So it wasn't a Segway's fault. It was a Cliff's fault.
there you go.
It wasn't his product.
His name
Anyway,
was Cliff.
Oh.
Sorry, had to go there. So, speaking of segues,
Are you having fun so far?
Am I gonna come back again? This is
You
good.
should.
so we talked about you joining and that you'd sponsored a couple of events, and I kind of wanted to touch base on, talking about reaching companies, and today what you're doing is marketing and sharing quite a bit of what you do, and I want to take another segue just real quick, and thank you for breaking that down into understandable terms.
Yes, I try not to geek it up too much.
I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that because I don't speak geek well at all. I
didn't
speak
take us off
goof.
the
I don't
cliff.
speak geek. So I speak goofball, but not. I'm not intelligent enough to get that
That's
stuff.
so-
But anyway,
Yeah, that's some of the things I see is like, I walk into some clients and they're like, you talk normal.
you really, and I want to
And
thank you for that.
It is. 'cause you gotta bring-
10110
Yeah.
01
Zero,
1.
one, two. Ooh, two. Too bad. Yeah, can't have
See,
two.
everyone in this room got that but me. Chris is laughing.
Okay,
Kevin's
it's okay.
laughing.
We'll
George-
see you later.
No bother. I won't get it. I won't get it. But anyway, so
yes.
so thank you for that. But you came on board and you you guys immediately jumped into sponsoring events for the chamber. And I'm kind of curious as to not only did you why you joined the chamber and why you joined our chamber, but why you chose to sponsor events we were support
Well,
as well.
coming out of the P word,
Yeah.
we felt that there's a lot of people out there that's not protected and needs to hear our message. We looked at a few different chambers over the years. Some of them are good, some of them are okay. You got a reputation out there doing a good job, so we decided to hop on
you.
board and try to get our message out. And sponsoring is one way to get our messages out.
Thank you. Yeah, because you jumped in and sponsored our after hours immediately at the Sonesta that we had in February. I believe that was February, wasn't it? I think.
End of February, beginning of March, somewhere.
Somewhere
around
around
And,
there,
yeah, well, if it was an after hours, it's the end of February.
Right.
So
there. And it's end of February.
yeah. So when you were just joined in January, you sponsored Spinnaker in March.
Right.
So and that was just a logo recognition because you don't get a chance to speak and address people there.
Right.
But we thank you for that. We thank
You're
you for the sponsorships. We appreciate that you're choosing us to help get your message out. And I do love that your message is understandable.
M&M ties. No.
And your ties. I mean, I have to say that, your tie was you. So what we found out about George this morning, audience, what we found out about George this morning is this is not his only M&M tie. So this is his signature tie, and you wore your signature tie to Spinnaker.
Yes.
And I have to say, it was the best tie there
Probably.
because everybody
made comments on it.
everybody else was wearing
A
ties.
couple of
and
people asked me if I had M&Ms too, so I got to start carrying them.
you
but-
do. Oh, you know, you can get those little snack bags. You don't, not even like the small
I think
packs.
you
with
just
the
became
snack.
that guy.
You just became that guy. What's your favorite color M&M? Do you have like a?
You can point it
I'm,
out.
I'm a blue one.
You're a blue M&M
I
guy.
like a blue car,
he's
blue
got the
M&M,
sass.
blue
Oh, you're-
logo
so
for the
blue's your
company.
favorite color?
Blue's my color, yeah.
Okay, yeah, blue is your logo. You know how many logos are blue? I don't know if there's a study. Am I going way off?
You're the marketing guy. How many logos are blue?
Oh, pff.
I'm telling you, when we were trying to do the signage, for Spinnaker, you can't mix up the colors. Almost every single logo was blue.
So it's
It must
I'll
have
give
some
you a
kind
look.
of.
take a second. There's a couple websites that show you the hidden meaning behind logos. I don't know if
Logos
we
and
talked about-
color, because color we know in paint, we know that color in printing, color in
Exactly.
clothing, and being that I majored in fashion merchandising, I should really know the answer to the color, but I don't because that was just a couple.
Well, but
years
I'll bring it back to IT too, because we talked about not being able, there's one letter off and these things that you might not be able to see unless you really look for it. Mm-hmm. I'll bring it all the way back to FedEx, right? If you actually look at the FedEx logo, there's an arrow in the middle of the FedEx logo. It's pointing like your package is going somewhere. It's a little secret arrow in the middle of
arrow.
FedEx logo.
So it's supposed to trigger something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Subliminal.
Yes.
Subliminal.
Baskin Robbins has the
The
30
31 in it.
31.
Amazon has A to Z with the smile. That's
Yeah.
actually an arrow.
A to Z.
pointing-
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazon has everything A to Z. Mm-hmm. And then Connection, you're
Yeah.
across the world.
Yeah, I know. I do. I love that logo. It's very cool. It's very cool. So Carrie didn't get back to us with the date of your activity. So, but you know what I was going to say? What I was going to suggest is through the chamber we can do an e-blast. So we can get out if you're looking for either if you want to use the e-blast to attract attendees, if you want to use the e-blast to attract exhibitors, anything EMAT can help
Probably
you do.
both, but yeah.
So
I'll put Carrie on that.
Carrie, call me on Monday. I'm out for the rest of the day after this. Call me on Monday.
Afternoon.
The rest of the I gotta drive.
She's going to recover for the weekend, Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon. Okay, I gotta drive to Virginia today. So yeah. So
Take out a mortgage for that?
in my big Jeep. Yes, I think I might this time. I did hear today on the radio that prices are
They're softening.
they're I want to say they're 10 to 15 cents less than they were a month ago.
A week or so
A
ago.
week or so
week
ago.
ago?
I mean, I don't know. It was something. It was good. New Jersey prices were lower than average around other
Which
places.
is the first time we've ever heard that.
Shocking.
in
It's.
our
I think they
entire
said
life.
the average price is like $4.14, $4.13 right now.
Still.
It's ridiculous.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Wawa
Still
Quick
gross.
Check are still at $3. It's funny because they're at $3.99 or something like that. They I think I had a Wawa and a Quick Check next to each other. The Quick Check was $3.98 and the Wawa was $3.99.
And do you know that the Costco's are not always the same at each Costco, even between Hazlitt and Ocean?
Well, my parents, people were waiting in those gas lines.
Yeah, but
For the
they're not
Costco.
even. The Costco's don't even have the same price gas.
Yeah, there's actually a line the other day on the highway for Costco.
Remember in the 70s
Where-
there
where
was
they were
lines for
coming,
gas.
It was
No.
the jug handle in Hazlitt. That whole
No.
thing was a mess.
It was $3.78. That's why. It was $3.78.
Oh yeah.
And you couldn't even get to the food restaurant there, or the movie theater, or to Costco itself because the highway was all jammed up.
I do miss Bartucci's, though.
Bertucci's was great.
Yes, I missed that
I
place.
do.
I loved playing with the dough rolls.
It was always like a thing. You go to Costco, get what you need, go to Bartucci's, get dinner,
And
and
So-
then
went
go
to a
home and
movie.
unpack.
I went to a movie.
Go to a movie
Well, you
first.
couldn't stay that late because what you had with frozen would defrost. But yeah.
Well, that's why you'd go to an afternoon movie,
Oh,
then
okay.
eat at Bartucci's, and then go to Costco, and then go home and unpack.
Oh, okay.
She's getting very excited about this.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Now, with a minute left. Anything I'm trying to look we didn't cover for you? Any way to get in contact with you?
Well,
that we can.
Definitely, you get a hold of us through the chamber. You can call us directly at our regular
You
office
have your
numbers.
listing set up online?
Yes.
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 Okay, good.
Carrie was on it. Carrie got
Carrie's
a kick
on
in
it.
I was going to say, look to Jennifer.
I'll plug, just basically just go to T Connection, letter T, the word connection.com, and check us out. Our site's pretty big at times. I'm trying to slim it
Is
down
it a
bit.
safe site?
Yes, it is a safe site.
Is it a safe site? Is it not geeked out?
No, I liked it. I went on
It's
this
kind
morning.
of kind of a mixture of a little bit of geek and
Because there are
and
people who do
non-geek.
speak geek, so
Yeah.
you need
and
the
you
geek
gotta,
and
you
the
gotta
non-geek.
talk to both audiences.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
do, especially
the
if you're
talk,
in
walk the walk.
especially if you're in your industry that you're in.
Yeah, because you get some people who walk in, they want to know megabytes and gigabytes and speed and all this other stuff, and I say, well, yeah, you got a 5-year-old machine, let's replace it.
You know what's really? I have a cheat sheet on my computer that says, now I'm going to get it wrong because I have to look at my sheet. Megabyte is less than kilobyte, which is less than
Yeah.
like I literally have that
Well,
because
this goes all the way back to the giant G. the
I'm
14.
like seriously, I have that on my computer because when I'm trying to send files, I'm like, okay, wait, which one do I want to make sure I send?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
basically, you gotta stay up on things. I mean, and employee productivity is a big thing we talk about. Is you put an employee that you're paying, 40, 50 grand a year on, and you put him on a 5-year-old computer, you're wasting his salary. Mm-hmm. Put him on a new machine. He's an employee that uses the machine. It's the machine makes you money, makes him money. And the last thing I want him to do is have him sitting there waiting for the machine. Mm-hmm. Because you're wasting
And it
your
doesn't
payroll.
take long for machines to slow down.
No. And there's a lot of new things coming out with Windows 11 added security where a lot of the old machines got to go to garbage can because they don't have the new security that's needed. So a lot of people in the next 3 years are going to be looking at replacing their entire fleet of hardware.
And I know
EMAC
we're
board,
gonna-
I hope you're listening to that because we're going to be
I
asking for
am.
new computers
I-
when
you're-
we move to.
You already did. All right, with 10:01,
10:01, we're done.
Jennifer, George, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Chris,
Thank you.
We will be back in 2 weeks with Leo Wong from Grant Vest
Fantastic.
Financial as our guest, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys there. George, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Have a good day.
guys, have a great
Bye,
day.
guys. Have a
Enjoy
good
your weekend.
weekend.